Hong Kong, a city with one foot in the past and one in the present. One of the only places in the world where you'll find buildings from the 19th century in and amongst buildings from the 21st century. And the one district that highlights this the most is Wan Chai. My team and I have handpicked 3 locations which highlight this the most within Wan Chai. We've documented the whole experience to share with you our newly found knowledge. The first site on our list is the Pawn. The building is believed to have been built in 1881, housing the famous War-Churn pawn shop, where people would buy and sell second-hand items. Pawn shops are one of the oldest businesses to last in Hong Kong, with over 205 pawnbrokers still open today, which has been on the rise over the past few years. We have been granted exclusive access to film inside this luxury restaurant and bar to give you the full insight as to what this building is all about.
Pawn shop is located on the Johnston Street in Wan Chai. It was a property of then King of Pawn, Lord Yu Zhong.
Here or the one on the street?
It was then rented out for different purposes like barber shop, boutique, and bird shop. In recent years, it was acquired by the Urban Renewal Authority and it got through renovation. After being renamed as the pawn, it's the only old building that is left in this area. The buildings around it is being brought down and new buildings are rising. It's like an old man in a group of teenagers. After its renovation, it has become a high-class Western casino, and it's still here now.
After exploring the building and being intrigued by the fantastic history of this pawn shop, we took a few more posed photos for our Instagrams and moved on to our next stop via a classic Hong Kong transit method, the tram.
There's candy in my backpack, and you can pick our soundtrack. We're heading for the East Coast tonight, so pack your bags and hold on tight, cause we're taking off. We're taking off.
We're headed for the Happy Valley racecourse. Now you may be wondering, what's so interesting about a simple horse racing track? Well, for starters, it was built in 1845 under the British rule as to give their citizens horse racing entertainment, which was the #1 source of entertainment back in Britain.
The Happy Valley Racecourse was built over 150 years ago. It was built on reclaimed marshland, and there used to be only farms and rice paddies. The first horse race was held on the 17th of December, 1846. Happy Valley is also used for leisure activities such as football, dodgeball. You can play some field hockey right there. Also, some rugby matches are held here. We all have the pitches. People also do leisurely running, as you can see. They've been passing through the scene quite often.
Slowly, this form of entertainment grew on local Hong Kongers and still is reminiscent today. The area is known as Happy Valley as a euphemism for cemeteries, as back in the days of Victoria City, which is 1800 Hong Kong, many who died were buried in cemeteries in this area, and still are today, with many cemeteries in the area still standing. You may be wondering then, why is this such a high-class area? And the simple answer is Hong Kong Stadium and of course, the horse racing track. The horse racing has such a high value to Hong Kongers now that it has turned this whole area into what it is today, a tourist haven and a place for the rich and fancy who can watch horse racing straight off their balconies. Having seen countless horses and discovering a lot about the history of Happy Valley, we decided to move on. But where to? we're going back to Wan Chai to visit the Hong Shing Temple. See, the temple is located at number 129 to 131 Queens Road East, in between Tai Wong Street and Tai Wong Street East. The two streets derive their name from the temple, as Tai Wong is an alternate name for Hong Shing. See, the Hong Shing Temple is one of several of the temples here in Hong Kong which are dedicated to the Hong Shing. The temple was estimated to have been built around 1847 and may have existed previously as a shrine. The temple was built to worship Hong Shing, also known as Hong Shing Ye, and Tai Wong. He was a government official in the Tang dynasty who won approbation from the people. He promoted the study of application of astronomy, geography, and mathematics, and established an observatory to observe the meteorological changes. Unfortunately, he died young. The temple was built with boulders from the hillside. It is a simple one-hall building with a granite platform right in front of its facade, and accessing staircases are built on either ends rather than in the middle facing the temple entrance. An annex, Kun Yum Temple, was constructed to its left in 1867. The building used to be a seafront location. However, due to the Hong Kong's rapid land reclamation, it is now surrounded by high-rise commercial and residential buildings. Just down the road, we find the Wachurn building. It's amazing how quick time has gone, but sadly, that thus concludes our report for the 7th Inter-School Competition of Project Learning on Hong Kong's history and culture. We've gone through the history of 3 amazing buildings since the 1800s. We hope that this has intrigued you into finding out more about Hong Kong history. Everything in Hong Kong is embedded with fantastic history which is worth discovering, and which is what makes Hong Kong so different from other cities around. Sure, you can find many other first world cities, but Hong Kong is the only one with a heritage like that. You just need to know where to look. This has been Rosary Hill School's 2017 to 2018 school year's S4 history class. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.